Good morning, everybody. I see half the gang is here already. How are you all doing? And as everybody can see, chat's been busy. So, where are we? I almost forget what we got up to yesterday. Cloth run to the loggers' camp. Yay. Followed by copious amounts of sewing, hence the thumbnail. Because I think it can be truly said, if you're not sewing something in the long dark, you're probably making a mistake. And if you're not actually sewing, you're probably thinking about it. So, the original plan was to eventually, like in the next day or so, head off towards Coastal Highway and then Desolation Point after a suitable interlude to make more weapons. However, it has been pointed out that heading to Broken Highway might be a good idea because of the resources that are available there. Plus, okay, hang on a second, Chris. Plus, it does position me, as has been pointed out, for a dash into the far territories for woodworking tools. So we have a technical question. How do I get the chat on the screen? Is it an overlay on your screen? Is it on a different screen? Or is it a YouTube thing? This is Restream Chat. Restream Chat combines chat from anything I'm streaming to, which in this case happens to be Twitch and YouTube. It's actually a HTML link because I could pull this up on a browser. My actual Restream Chat that I look at and respond to most of the time is actually a separate app, but that's actually kind of, I say it's separate, is using the same source, but I am not doing a screen overlay of my chat application onto the screen here. So no, it's just an HTML link, strangely. So, morning, Eugene. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Danny. Hello, Peanut, and any other fur babies who happen to be watching. Right. So, I can't remember what the weather was like, but let's go have a look. Good morning at Laxity. Let's see, where are we? It is almost midday. The only cat in the game is one you do not want to hug, I can tell you that. No huggable fur babies in the long dark. Well, they're huggable, but they would then eat your face. Okay, this isn't too bad. It's not a torch day, but I could try and get another ptarmigan. I think the wolves on the lake are dead, aren't they? I mean, the problem is now I've scared all the ptarmigan, so they are scattered around. I have to admit, I am not a huge fan of this weather. The reason for heading back after ptarmigan is another quilted jacket. Go see if I can break my neck again. Oh, one thing we did achieve is I made another bow yesterday. My previous one was down to 32%, and as Eugene pointed out, it can in fact break at 25%, which is not desirable. let's see. I have water up here. I have water here for some reason. Why am I drinking water? I am actually going to do what has been suggested.
Might have to drop some gear.
I'm going to stack the water on here. Yeah, yes, yeah, 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 yeah. There's all kinds of things I haven't done, of which I am painfully aware. Let's see, is there anything else I need to do while I think about it? Nope, we're actually fairly decent. Yeah, but again, it's not a torch day. It's what could change? That could change. No, it's not a torch day, at least not yet. I could wait an hour on the off chance that that would improve situation. I've got 12 calories of food left. I'm going to regret not having dashed out. But between here and the watchtower, there's what, 2 wolves? I will almost certainly encounter, and I do want a torch for that. The only place I know there might not be any wolves is over here. There shouldn't be, because I've just killed them in the last day or so. Which leaves me with oh, I've just realized I am probably smelly. Give me a second. I'll fix that. Let's make sure I've got all the sticks. I have not. Hello, stickies. Well, there's... I know where the wolves are, Eugene. There's one right about there. But no, on the way to the watchtower, there's typically 2 wolves. At least that's been my experience. Oh, what? Do you mean a serial port connector? I don't remember what a DB9 is. Please tell me, otherwise I'm going to have to look it up. Oh, was that it? No, I don't have one. Of course not. Everything is USB these days, so my keyboard is hooked up via USB. My mouse is wireless unless I'm charging it. Oh, really? Okay. Alright, I'm willing to give that a try. Let me just warm up first. Right, while we're warming up, I'm actually going to go and look up the specs for a DB9 connector. According to this, DB9 is actually serial port. Ah, it's, yes, okay. I see the confusion. Yes, so there is a DB9 RS232 connection, and there was a DB9 video connector apparently. I don't want to waste the plastic thing, but technically DB9 is actually for RS232. I have not seen an RS232 connection in a long time. I'm sure they're still around. There's a lot of hardware out there that might still use it. In fact, I'm just looking now. You can still find serial cables. I think some older equipment, oscilloscopes, that sort of thing, still use serial cables. So I imagine industrial motherboards might still have them. But yeah, so no DB9 connections on the back of my computer. At least I don't think so. Right, we'll just warm up. Yeah, the reason I haven't headed out, or haven't immediately headed out, was because I thought, oh, there's got to be a wolf. There's always a wolf. That clearing across the railway tracks, there's a wolf off to the left. You can't see me pointing. I'm automatically gesticulating like you can see me, but there's a wolf further on down the little valley that's just over there. Oh, I was going to warm up, wasn't I? Yeah, let's make sure we're fully warm. I will take a couple of extra minutes anytime. That sounds like a really old computer, Chris. Hello, Andy Panda. I think we are not in torch weather. This is... Oh, that's not... Good grief. I mean, I remember a long time ago when Oh, grief. We are going back to the early 2000s. And we already had people who were not familiar with RS-232. And I actually had to explain it to them. Is this the direction you had in mind, Eugene? So like I say, there's a wolf down here, and there's almost always a wolf over here. Oh my goodness, that is dating. Trying to remember where the path is. Okay, we might be alright with a torch. Whoa, that was interesting. Yeah, that first part there is normally where I'm used to seeing wolves. Wireless. It's got regular internet connection, but I can't remember the precise designation.
Something's gotta go.
Well, I got one. And I lost one. Arrow, I mean. Yes, I lost an arrow somewhere. It bounced. Oh well. Certainly a fire hardened. I should have done better with that.
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
Stop complaining, Mackenzie. It's not that bad. Wait till it's morning. There's a hammer! My goodness, I was not expecting that. And a summit soda and a frying pan. Goodness me. I've played both. I've still got one run going where I am playing as Astrid. Right. Broken railroad it is, yes. Got the hammer. There's no point in going to Coastal Highway. I mean, I had to go back to Coastal Highway to get the hammer because it's heavy and so on and so forth. What? I suppose Astrid is considered, I think, not to be as irritating when she starts complaining, but a sewing kit. Given that I have in my thumbnails started featuring a version of myself. What sewing book? Ooh. Yeah, given that I have started essentially inserting myself into the game, which wasn't my idea. The thumbnail generator did that, and I went with it. So yeah, if you see the last few thumbnails where there's the protagonist in there, that's an aged version of me. So it is appropriate that I'm playing the man. Excuse me a moment. I now have a reasonable idea what I might look like if I grew my hair and swept it back and then got about 10 years older. Yeah, so for continuity, yeah, best to play as Will Mackenzie. Right, let's head back. Oh! I should... I forgot something. I don't want to be wandering around. Yeah. What time is it? It's late-ish. What I'm going to do is, I wonder... I'm wondering if I carry the carcass without the meat, is it still stinky? Yes, it is. Okay. Don't want to be here, do I? But I need the feathers. I came all this way for the feathers, so... Oh, no, 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 I wouldn't say that. I got a ptarmigan. Even if I only got one ptarmigan, I can now make a second quilted coat. Which, was an important reason, but they've all flown off. Oh, there's the other arrow. Them flying off is not necessarily a bad thing. No, I wasn't going to call that a wasted trip. I did drop the meat. See? Yeah, it's up the at the top. Remember, I harvested the meat first because I was kind of curious if I harvested the meat, was the ptarmigan still stinky? And the answer to that question was yes. Yeah. Although technically I should still be smelling of blood and... yeah. What have you. What do you want to bet we have a blizzard tomorrow? I would not have wanted to end up there. Yeah, that's not actually the reason we want the hammer. The hammer is for the forge, and there are 2 forges off to my right. There is one in Forlorn Muskeg. That's not the ideal place, but there is also one in Broken Railroad. And one of my goals is make another set of weapons. So I've got spares. So that even if I run out of whetstones, I still got spares hanging around somewhere. For half a second I thought I was walking up on the moose. Hello, Mr. Deer. I have never seen timber wolves in the coastal highway. I know there's a forge in the ship. That's Desolation Point. Desolation Point is completely the opposite direction. And has its own subtle challenges. So it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Seeing as I'm here, this is arguably a better strategic location to be. In fact, where do you think I got my weapons from? You missed the bit where I went to Desolation Point to forge weapons. Excuse me a moment. In fact, if you look, yeah, you see, improvised knife, improvised hatchet. I made both of those on the Riken. And in coming here, in order to be light, I left the hammer behind in Coastal Highway because I wasn't planning on going further down the railway line. But this location's actually been fairly good to me so far. We've had 2 bears. Wolves, we've survived. We've got all our crafting gear here. Really the only thing I'm missing... Oh yeah, no, I'm on Interloper. Yeah. No, this is Interloper. I think it says so in the thumbnail. Actually. Should do.
Too heavy.
There we go. Good morning, Long Dark, wherever. How are you doing? Did I not see you on the podcast on... When was it? A few days ago? Gotta get some more food. Kind of thought so. I was kind of amused at the number of people whose names I recognized from my own live streams. Right. Well, that was surprisingly successful.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, right. You are arguably an established name in the community. Although with a name like Long Dark Forever, I kind of would assume you would be. Let's see. Water, food. Oh, that's firewood, isn't it? There are Long Dark tournaments? I didn't know there were Long Dark tournaments. I'm not really part of the community. I don't do community very well. There used to be a time I would have been all over it, but I've tried sticking my nose into the Minecraft community and didn't like it. It was too toxic. And then I just kind of realized I'm just not very good at being a community person, so yeah. Right, what else can I do while I wait? Oh, let's yeah. Put the hammer away for now. We've got 2 quilted jackets. Yay. What else? A spare sewing kit. Oh, let's give him a treat, shall we? Just surviving. This is my longest interloper run so far. I have hit, with Eugene's help, I have hit 86 days, which is, what, 30 days than my last interloper. But yeah, I've learned an awful lot. And I've commented before on you can play let me see. You can play Voyager and Stalker as much as you like. It doesn't really get you ready for the mindset that is required for Interloper. An Interloper mindset will obviously transfer back to those, but a case in point, I do occasionally. That's why I keep a few charcoal on me, just so that I can try and find stuff. Case in point, in Stalker, my approach to wolves is shoot them. So that doesn't work here. So I had to learn the drop the torch and shoot the wolf trick, which I was very nervous about doing because I'd never done it before. I'm so used to basically crouching, waiting for the wolf to get real close and dropping it with an arrow. That's almost every single wolf encounter in my last Stalker run is yeah, all the wolves basically ended up dead. And I was entirely confident about luring 4 of them off the ice and then shooting them. That was not a problem. Wouldn't do that here. But yeah, completely different tactics for this. Oh, I've got more than that. I can't remember how many I've got in Stalker. In 500, nearly 600 days. It's, yeah, in the hundreds. I think I can go to sleep now. I refuse to call them strats. It's not a strategy, it's a tactic. And I will keep saying that. Oh, it drives me crazy when people talk about strats in games, and what they're talking about is clearly tactics. How many days total do I have in the game? I mean, just if you add up all my major runs, it is 1,100-1,200 days. But it's only 800 hours of gameplay. So, where's the bed gone? Well, no, do you remember? That's why I stopped playing Stalker. I got bored. It was getting tedious. So I needed something else to do. I was literally at this this close to basically saying, look, I'm going to go play something else. And then I thought, okay, I'll go run Interloper for a bit. And yeah, now completely different game. Yes, yeah. I was trying to grind my way through the trades. And I was getting bored with that. Everything, axes, knives. I was harvesting axes for fur because I had so many axes. It gets a bit ridiculous. Walk out onto the lake, shoot everything with a bow, and then I mean, obviously I could still have died at any time if I hadn't taken the appropriate if I'd used incorrect tactics to take down a bear or a moose, then yeah, that could still have killed me. But I've never really bothered with the tails. I tend to focus just on the survival. How am I going to get through from day to day with my skin intact? So I treat it just as pure survival. I'm not too bothered by the tails. End game. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened with me. The interesting thing about it is, let's see, if anybody remembers the end of my Voyager run at day 516, when I suffocated to death in the Langston mine, I found I wasn't bothered. It really didn't bother me too much that I'd just died, which is kind of weird. And there is no crushing disappointment in dying in the game so much anymore. It's just, okay, we just start over. You know, that's what I did for the last interloper run, which was what, 50 days? No, it was how long was it? No, and I froze to death. I did make a stupid mistake and I froze to death. I got switched into stalker mode for a bit, which was a bit daft. Oh no, no. Well, yes, yeah, no, that's the thing about it. If you put in the time, in the end, it's not that big a deal. It's just an opportunity to take what you've done and learn from it, and then carry on. Yeah, I entirely agree. But it's kind of funny when you think about it. I mean, I hate to say those of us as though I'm part of some elite group, but you know what I mean. Those of us who actually kind of got their first taste of the long dark, in my case, back during COVID, when you didn't have the cheat death option. For us, we're always playing in hardcore, and hardcore in other games is treated as something special. And yet in the long dark, it's the way you play it. Which is kind of funny. It must lead to a somewhat different outlook. But it doesn't make sense to cheat death, does it? It really doesn't. Even though I didn't realize this, but I'd never really thought about it. Yeah, you can back up your saves. If I was a content creator rather than a live streamer, I would actually save my backups. I would figure out how to do it, and I would do that. If I was making videos and then publishing them, yeah, I would definitely make game saves. I would back up my game saves, die, and then restore from backup. I would absolutely do that for that kind of content creation. But I'm a live streamer, which means I couldn't get away with it. Yeah, I do have level 5 in cooking. I got that some time ago. I suspect some of the in Minecraft, hardcore Minecraft, mind you, it is a lot easier to die in Minecraft. Hardcore Minecraft, yeah, that's actually difficult. That's probably more difficult than this, to be honest. But I suspect a lot of content creators doing, I spent 100 days in hardcore Minecraft. I suspect because they're not live streaming it, I'm pretty certain some of them are restoring from backups every time they die. Oh. Oh. This looks promising. How freezing is it out here? It's not too freezing. Are we about to head off? I think we are, aren't we? I'm very tempted. Now it's a case of what do I take with me? Let's go see. Do I just go to Broken Highway? And what do I want to take with me? That's actually going to be a bit of a question, isn't it? All right, let's start dumping stuff that I don't really need. There are no ptarmigan where we're going, are there? And let's see, what do I want to take? Excuse me a second while I think. I keep thinking the long bark. All right. The whole purpose about this was, I'll take the quality tools. I'm not sure if I need them, but I'll take them anyway. I will take, where's the hammer? Where's the hammer?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Shut up, Mackenzie. I've got my pot. Don't need the cooking skillets. That's why I dismantled the other one. Don't need that. Anybody got any other suggestions about what I should take? Because if I was going back to Coastal Highway, I was going to take everything. But if I'm dashing in to do foraging, I'm still going to need to find food. I got that. I got that. Okay. What? My first time in Broken Railroad? Or are we talking about somebody else? Right. I am going to take... Oh yeah, in this run I haven't been. I've stuck my nose into Forlorn Muskeg long enough to kill the wolves and the bear, and then go backwards and forwards retrieving the bear, which hopefully is still dead. But I haven't been to Broken Railroad in this run, no. So, and we're heading for whetstone and matches and cattails and, you know, partridge in a pear tree. Stones. Am I gonna need the stones? Not really, am I? Oh, I might. No, I don't. I don't need the stones. That's a good point. Where's my stones? Right. I can always pick up stones. So I am going, given that this is now where we start getting exciting, I am going to take a quick break. I'm taking the bedroll. Actually, let me go take a quick break. Dump the contents of my bladder somewhere appropriate, and then I'll be right back. Ah, I don't remember ptarmigan at the Broken Railroad, but I will take it. Where did I put it? Do I have oil? And I want cloth. I'm definitely going to need that. I'll take the leather too. Oops, don't want to take that. I'm going to end up with too much. Most of the stuff I've got is too light. It's light-ish, apart from the torches, which I'll use. And I'm not leaving the teddy bear behind. I'm not taking the cougar sign. Yeah, most of the stuff I'm carrying is actually relatively light. I am going to take the cloth because I will almost certainly want it. And there is one thing I forgot. If I can find it. Do I have it on me? I've only got one piece of metal. Where's my crowbar? Okay, where did I put my crowbar? I'm going to need a crowbar. Where's my crowbar? Okay, now I am confused. Where did I put the crowbar? Oh, there it is. Oh. Exactly. I am going... Do I have any lamp oil on me? Of course, now that I did it, it'll probably be... Now that I did it, probably going to have find that it's... Oh, that would
If I can drop any of this gear.
No, what I've ended up doing instead of making snow shelters is just push through the blizzard.
Turned out pretty well.
But yeah, Eugene is probably right. The taking everything with me thing is not something I've completely... I'm still lighter than I would normally have been in... Scared the living hell out of me, Mr. Deer. Go and flush out the wolf for me. Wow, I got the torch lit at the last possible moment, didn't I? I've made one or two. No, I'm not grabbing every stick. I'm just sort of grabbing the ones that are directly in my path because I've got sticks. I got frostbite in a snow shelter once. I made bad decisions. Maybe. We'll see. See how well it goes. I mean, this isn't particularly cold right now. But yeah. So, Eugene, yeah, this is... Yeah, I can normally get the travois through this gap, and I think I can get it out that way as well. I'm not going to demonstrate, but that's how I've done it.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Okay, now we get interesting. But yeah, a quick stop at the rail car probably would make sense. Killed the bear here and then spent a bit of time going backwards and forwards with the meat, which typically seem to end up in a blizzard. Yeah, I know I just passed her. I still don't know how far I can go off the path and still survive without falling through the ice. Oh, I know the trip. I've done it. How many times have I made this? Yeah, I've got the achievement for going from one side of the map to the other, so... Was it from Sundered Pass to Desolation Point? But yeah, a quick warm-up would not come amiss. I was just wondering what this was in the corner. It's kind of ludicrous. They got all these fuses hanging around. Why would cleats help with thin ice? You think they would, ah. Oh, wonderful. Now we have thick fog. Yeah, they really shouldn't. Actually, in reality, crampons, they would probably help you break through the ice because instead of all your weight coming down on a flat surface and distributing it across the sole of your foot, crampons do the exact reverse. They would take your weight and focus it on all those little points that you've got on your crampons. So technically, you would it would help you fall through the ice. But yeah, I mean, they are otherwise useful. I have a suspicion, but I can't prove it, that if you get mauled by something and they go for your feet, they are more likely to damage your crampons than they are your boots. And I've certainly had wolf attacks where they attacked my feet and my crampons got damaged and my boots didn't. Oh, that's an interesting one. I didn't know that. I mean, I must admit, you would think if a wolf decided to go for your feet and got a mouthful of crampon, it would probably not be too happy about it. I still remember the first time I came across Forlorn Muskeg. That was scary. I had lit torches the entire way, and that was on Voyager. Yeah, that was on Voyager, wasn't it? And that was my Astrid run. My first Astrid run, I should say. There's another bear here? Oh, that's not good. I didn't realize there was more than... Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I should have known that. And this is why you probably shouldn't go wandering around in a thick fog, because if I see the bear, he will have seen me, and now I'm in trouble. Get that symbol off my face. I gotten that. And before anybody says it, yeah, I'm about to switch torches. Yeah, it's very appropriate. Do you know what? I think I have seen the bear at this end, but I'm not sure whether that's a false memory or not. Hey, Prakash, how you doing?
Something's gotta go.
We are inundated with experts on this live stream. Yes, that's right. It's on the map. It's on the ice. Next, yeah, I have been known to lure it into the gap in the fence leading up to the hunting lodge, and shot it there. I don't remember my way round here, do I? I have to go left down here, don't I? I'm pretty certain. Yes, I do. Unless there... Is there a way over here that I am not aware of? Yeah, it's not too bad. Is there a way around this? No. That's not gonna get... I'm not gonna be able to get up there, am I? Oh, I almost... No, it's not gonna let me do that. Yeah, I'd rather do that. It's not going to... It's not going to let me. Come on. I'm all ready. No. No, not there. Yeah, no, it's not going to let me do it. No, it's not. On this right or somebody else's right? Oh. Okay, that's slowly getting there. That's not goating. That's just taking advantage. Yeah, because I've been back in that direction, I think. Oh boy. Oh, I thought for a second I hadn't got any proper torches. Well, I don't, but... yeah, that's a lot better than having to go all the way around. All I got to do now is worry about the wolves ahead of me. Because of course I do. That's a good one. Thank you. Thank you for that. I just had a thought. To anybody who is watching this later and is saying this isn't fair, he's getting help. Well, yes, this is perfectly true, and so are you because you're watching it. Although, to be honest, I don't think I've ever had anybody actively complain about anything like that. I haven't even had it happen in Warframe, and I've had a lot of assistance in Warframe. And I don't just mean people giving me advice, I mean people giving me things which, yeah, your average player would not. Okay. I cannot remember how I get round here. Oops, almost lost the torch. No, I don't. There's a lot I don't know. People like Eugene and Long Dark Forever can give you drop locations. They can give you whether it's random or not. They can probably give you dead puppy.
Come on. Come on.
Yes, I remembered that. I learned these things. No, I don't think so.
Dusk. The night can't be far behind.
Now, here's going to be a challenge. Oh! Thank you. I wasn't going to check, obviously, but thank you very much. Not today. And of course I am stinky. But I definitely need that food. What I'm probably going to do is kill this wolf. Damn it. Pardon my French. Well, he just did get beaten up with an axe. And that wasn't too bad. It could have been much worse. Can I light a fire here? I haven't had any luck with throwing things at wolves, to be honest. Actually, what am I doing? Yeah, safe for certain values of safe. Oh, well, I wasn't going to go out the door. I actually did, that did occur to me, and I thought, I feel a little paranoid. I'm not going out that door. But yeah, it's a valid point.
What have we here?
Yeah. All valid points, all stuff, except I don't have any cloth, do I? So it doesn't matter what condition my clothes are in, I can't fix them properly. Let's see, I've got... I can hear the... I have played sniper with these wolves before. Hold on. Let's see what damage done to my clothes. Okay, that was not good. That was alright. That's okay-ish. And that's alright, that's alright. Eesh. Okay. I did not come out of that fantastically well. Yes, valid point. Definitely a valid point. Except that I didn't want to risk being in there during a aurora, because I think you can get electrocuted in there, can't you? And I did not want that to happen. I really didn't want... Oh, okay. I've got a few cattails. Alright, I'm dreadfully sorry. I've got to go and take a bladder break, so I'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right, good night, Prakash. See you later. Say hi to Nerdist and the fur babies for me. Right, let's see. I'm still waiting for that to boil. I've got 37 minutes on that, and then, yes, we are up for a decent sleep. Just one last look around. I'm assuming I can use this spot to... Yep. We will check out the rest of the place in the morning. Still, there's another dead wolf out there. I got most of my condition back. Oh, oh wow! I didn't realize I had 100% heavy hammer. All right, let's go and inventory some of our bits. Okay. Have I only got one? So I've got enough food for a day, maybe. And who knows what I might find inside. Definitely need cloth. Should have made birch bark tea. What we want is the other wolf to come by. He's up there somewhere. Oh, there he is. The last survivor. Yeah. Oh, come on. I'm over here. Come on. I want to be able to go. How many wolves are there normally here? I'm used to 2 on Stalker. Is it 2 or 3? No, I think it's 2, isn't it? Because we didn't get the wolf that can be up in that area. And so... Yeah, all right.
I need to drop something.
Okay. So. Coal. Coal. Which I will drop by the forge. There's the fire barrel. Where's the forge? Remember. Look, spare battery.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I always forget where.
This'll keep the lamp burning.
I definitely need cloth. Spare pry bars. Salty crackers.
Good to eat.
Yeah, oh yeah. Never forget the toilet water. Yeah. Were there?
I think I can use this.
There were indeed. Good old-fashioned 3.5-inch floppy disk drive.
Never would have thought to look here.
We're going to be spending quite a bit of time just rummaging through.
It's starting to weigh me down.
Yeah. I haven't found the forge yet, and I know it's here. Okay, let's go find the forge. There's the forge. think that's more. I think that's more. Okay, that's hammer and bits. I will stick the other stuff somewhere else. I think that's more matches than I've had at any part of the game. It's kind of amusing.
Too much stuff to carry.
Right. Let's see. Need to go and address the wolf. Where is he? Or she? Oh, there. Oh well. Not going to be cooperative, clearly. Yeah. Maybe this wasn't such a fantastic idea, but... Okay, did I search thoroughly? And I know I've got to move stuff. Let's maybe get other bits.
Hope I can still eat this.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I know there's a workbench here. More than enough metal, fortunately.
That'll come in handy.
And yes, I know about up there. I just haven't been there yet. Right, gotcha. And there's our spare whetstone. It does. Well, oh, no, interloper. No, you're quite right. Sorry, I was going to say, yeah, there is one, but yeah, I don't know about the, whether it's still there. I know roughly where it is, but, so, we got a whetstone and some food. Excuse me a moment. Alright. Let's go and drop stuff off. Let's move. Where's the fire barrel gone? How can I get lost in here? Where am I going to be sleeping? That's the question. Oh, I can't move it out there, can I? Except an interloper. Hang on, it's just the way I came in.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Okay, that is curing. Alright, come on, Mr. Wolf. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I've got to get the cloth too. Well, oh, there's another one. I didn't realize there was two of them there. Oh, dear oh me. 3 wolves. Okay. And that hits 12. I should have all the wolves. Still carrying my arrow. Alright. I guess now I have to sort of wait. Yeah, I know. But if I go into the other room, don't I risk resetting the wolves I just beat up? I need these to be safely dead. It's not like I don't have a bit of time. Because these things are now the start of my survival epic here. Okay. Oh, I can't store all the food in here. Actually, I'm just going to drop the food on the floor. It's a better bet. Why aren't you dead? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the reason I'm not heading back, as you say, to get cloth is I don't want to risk losing these two. Given that I now should have 3 dead wolves here, I don't want to lose them. And I've now got, one obviously I beat up with an axe. Hopefully that's around here somewhere. And then the other 2 are walking around with my arrows in them, and I don't want to lose them. And, well, normally I go make my home in the hunting lodge, so I would still, but yeah. All right. But I've used the crowbar up, haven't I? Well, not used it up. Yeah. Uh, I'm gonna bet that I actually do need them, but you know better than I do, so. Let's see. Okay, according to this, oh, I'm not going to the lodge right now anyway. I am going to try and harvest a bunch of wolves. Because okay, so I was at 10 dead wolves, now I'm at 12. What do we think? I should have 3 dead wolves around here, depending on the precise circumstances. There's one of them. He's definitely dead. Where's the other one? Are there? I kind of want them all dead, that way I can harvest the lot.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, it seems to be clear of wolves. Or do you mean further on down there? Yeah, that's okay, I see what you mean. Just kind of want to track down where. Oh, I heard that. There's ptarmigan.
Come on.
Ah, come on, get the right angle. There we go.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Come on. Oh, drat. I just realized something. Oh, this isn't going to work.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Ah, blast. Yep, I can't light it there. That was unfortunate. Oh well, I got a bit of food. Oh, it wasn't that. It was that I've lost the free, yeah, I've lost the free fire. Ah. And he's heading straight... Where is he going? I got out of there just in time. Oh. Didn't want to deal with me. What? Cloth. Cloth, cloth, cloth. Matches. We've had 2 sets of matches so far. That is a positive plethora in this game. I am literally... don't think I've had... I hate to be a negative Nelly. How unlike me that would be. But I do not see any cloth. Oh yeah, so there is. Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I would do, wouldn't I? Hmm. But I'll be honest with you, if I had seen big stripy rugs, I would have realized that. But, I can't help but think I should have brought more cloth with me because I've only got a... What have I got? I've only got 4 cloth. That's it. 3 pieces. And it didn't make any difference whether I used the knife or the hand or the handle. Or the handle. Or by hand. Yeah, no, 3 pieces. Okay, that was higher than I expected. I should have brought the cloth with me. Because I guarantee I'm going to need it. All of it. Okay. 7 pieces of cloth. That is marginally better. I'm going to have to use almost all of it at some point. Unless there's any more. I don't suppose I can use the Canadian flag for cloth, can I? People would tend to... Oh, look, there's a rope and more cloth. Ha! I don't suppose people would be too happy if I use the Canadian flag for cloth. People get very, very attached to their national symbols. Oh, come on. I could see it. There. I'm looking for instant gratification. Well, it's not like I need the rope, but I want to grab it. Where'd the rope go? I want to jump up a bit. I definitely saw a rope. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Let me do this the interesting way. I know I saw a rope there. And while I don't need it yet... Oh, it's on top of the barrel.
I could use this.
That is the bane of my existence. I have
I
always...
need to drop something.
I've always been called negative. And what people don't realize is I use the negative to find solutions. I find it a more effective way of doing things than saying, oh yes, we can do this. I find it better to say, think of why, if in thinking why I can't do something, tends to result in my figuring out how I can do something. And people have never understood that. Yeah, I tend to think of it, and I'm genuinely not making excuses. I tend to be realistic. Not necessarily in terms of the game, but in real life, I tend to try to be realistic rather than negative. But people still think realism is negative, as though somehow having, a constant positive outlook on life is a good thing, which it may be, except that it's not realistic. My experience has always been that life rarely responds well to hope and positive thoughts. It tends to respond better to a realistic approach and then problem solving. But that's over there. Oh yes. Is this the one you're talking about? Oh yes, there we go. Desolation Point. It's not helped, I suppose, that I spent a fair chunk of my career constantly dealing. Actually, here's an interesting. I say interesting. I spent. Oh grief! I say a big part of my career. From grief, if we include working for my father, from ages about 16 to 50. Constantly, basically, dealing with hang on a second. Constantly dealing with real world, sometimes panic situations, fires, not real fires, metaphorical fires. I was constantly dealing with that, and did so for They Hate the Light. Thank you. And that probably doesn't help one's attitude, but I did spend those years fixing things. And arguably I was even good at it. How do I... Oh. Yeah, it's realistic thinking. When somebody throws a negative problem at it, your first reaction tends to be, well, let's take a look. It's almost never going to be, oh yes, I can fix this, it'll take me 10 minutes. It's always what's the situation? Do a realistic assessment, figure out how you're going to fix it, then fix it. I've no doubt it's affected my thinking over the years. Because half the time with these situations, you start off with half the time you start out thinking, how am I going to fix this? Not I can, because you don't know that you can. It's how, because especially when you're dealing with users, whether it's of hardware or software, they come up with the dangest stuff, and you listen to it, especially if you can't see it. You listen to it, and it's like, I've got no idea how to fix this. I'm going to have to come down and take a look. Now, how much of that you actually say to the customer is a question. Is a different thing. Yeah, it tends to be that it breeds it inculcates you into a certain degree of cynicism about the eternally hopeful. Oh yes, you can fix this. Oh really? No. What do you know that I don't? Right. Okay, so we're actually moderately good. I've got wolves to hunt. Can't get a free fire. Oh, it depends on the vendor. If you're dealing with the technical side of the vendors, you can get a lot more straightforwardness, shall we say, than from sales and marketing. And not only did I do troubleshooting and systems analysis and systems integration, I also worked with sales and marketing. So I know what sales and marketing are like. That doesn't help your state. I tell you what, that doesn't help your state of mind either. Well, hopefully, Nika Brika, I can put you to sleep with my calm and mellifluous tones. And actually, I'm dragging things out because we're coming up for 2.5 hours, and as usual, that tends to make a good stopping point, because tomorrow we will finish clearing this place, head off to the hopefully clear out the wolves, clear off to the wherever. It genuinely does depend. I didn't actually have to deal with vendors. I mostly external to the company that I was dealing with, I almost always was dealing with the technical people. Some management. Dealing with management? Oh, that can be fun. I had, and yes, now I'm just making up time, but this is now fireside chat with Shards of Insanity. One of my not last big jobs in the United States, before I left the States, one of my last big jobs was in a project in Malaysia. We had basically, I hadn't, but the company had negotiated a deal with this particular company near Kuala Lumpur, as a matter of fact, a place called Shah Alam, in which we would use their hardware to test our new hardware. That's a very unusual concession for a silicon wafer manufacturer to make, but they said in return they would get basically automation and control software enabled on their software, on their systems. That's a pretty good deal. And we had the whole schedule worked out. They'd signed off on it and I was going to be there for 3 weeks. Now, it was a good trip, you know. Kuala Lumpur in November, you know, middle of the monsoon. It was still a good trip. Took my second ex-wife and my brand new baby boy out there. I paid for them, but the company paid for the hotel, nice hotel. And I had a team of 3 other people because I was technically the project manager. So out we go. First thing we do is we have a meeting with management, and everybody agrees to the signed document that this is what we were going to do. And the plan was we work on the hardware, our bit, and then we do their bit. That's what everybody had agreed to, right? Nice, clear cut, everything clearly understood. About a week, and I'm trying to remember approximately, about a week into the project, and it was straightforward. It wasn't difficult, you know, and I won't go into all those details, but about a week into the project, the manager who'd signed off on all this came to came to I unfortunately on the day that this on the day that this particular order decided to hit the fan, I was stuck in the hotel with a massive case of Montezuma's Revenge, or the nearest local equivalent. Absolutely sat on the porcelain throne with the laptop either on my lap or on a shelf next to me. When the emails started coming in, management in the Malaysian office of this company we were working with had contacted management back in Tucson, Arizona, to basically say that we had not done any work on their new software, and they were and it was absolutely hilarious how they put it. They were horrified that nothing had been done for them, and so of course and it was a good job, actually, as it turns out. I was stuck where I was on the toilet. And so as I'm sitting there, the emails start coming in from Tucson saying, explain yourself. Now, here's something you've got to remember. I was out on that project, and I knew, and it was all arranged, I was going to be laid off the day I got back. This was my last project. They really shouldn't have sent me out to Malaysia, but anyway. And I was taking this as seriously as I did any other job. It wasn't like I can just blow this off and what have you. No, I was going to do the job, do it properly, do it professionally, and then that was going to be my last day when I got back. So yeah, I know the management in charge at Shah Alam tried to dump me, literally, I suppose, in the position I was in on the toilet with everything running away from me. And I, fortunately, was able immediately, and had it happened later in the day, it would actually have been more awkward, and I was able to pull up the signed document, signed by the guy who was complaining, send it to them and said, we're doing exactly what we said we would do. We did it, doing exactly what he signed off on, and we're going to continue doing it that way. Which we did. And he never actually talked to me. He went straight to management in Tucson with this. And in the end, we got the project done. We got the project done early. We got the software installed. And at that point, the project got handed over to a technical expert in Tucson who was the technical expert on this particular automation and control software, which, by the way, was called SECS/GEM. Yes, SexGem. That's what it was called. And because we were finished, I got a week off in Kuala Lumpur before I had to go back and be laid off. So, yeah, my ex-wife had 3 weeks in Malaysia, and I got a week holiday. Now I am just going to force a save point at this point. This is just to set the save point so that I can. So yeah, there we go. Set the save point. It was beautiful in that we had everything lined up, everything sorted out, and yeah, that was rare. I mostly did not have to deal with that kind of thing, but yeah, no, that was fun. That was a fun trip. I think actually I'm trying to remember the actual memo that this fella sent out. I think the I think the line was that he was horrified, horrified that we hadn't started work on the bit of the project he was interested in yet. Or no, shocked. That's it. He was shocked, shocked. Literally written out in the email. No, it wouldn't have mattered to me because literally, and I knew this was coming. All the paperwork had been signed off and everything else. I and others. Our last working day was the day I got back from the project. So I could have just spent those entire 3 weeks not doing a thing, and there was nothing anybody could have done about it. But I didn't. I treated it like any other job. No, the project worked. Everything came out just fine. The team I was leading took notes and what have you back so that they could make some changes, but they didn't need to be on site for that. They continued with the software side of things because I was gone by that point. And the sex gem, the remote control aspect of things, that went quite badly because this particular company was actually Japanese. So there was a Japanese head office. The Japanese head office used this same remote control monitoring software. It's an industry standard. And they were happy with it, and they wanted the Malaysian operation to be updated to the same standard, which is fine, makes perfect sense. The other gentleman, who was the remote control expert, working with the Malaysian office, found out that they were not up to the standards of the Japanese office. So the remote control software that the Japanese office wanted running in the Malaysian office didn't work because the Malaysian office wasn't up to scratch. So I don't know if it ever got sorted, but that was beyond our control. There's a whole reason people have standards. So I can only imagine sooner or later the Malaysian office, a factory, this is a silicon wafer factory, 200mm silicon wafer factory, would have had to come up to the standards of the Japanese operation eventually, but I don't know what happened. I was gone by that point. But that was a good trip. Right in the middle of the monsoon. Had some good weather, but my Godfathers, it was hot and humid. Yeah, I have a suspicion part of the problem might have been the difference between the 200mm standards and the 300mm standards. Most of the industry back then, and I think even now, works on making 300mm wafers. That are wafers which are about a foot across. 200mm was still being used because to upgrade a factory from 200mm to 300mm is ferociously expensive. We are talking oh, 8 figures. They'd literally have to take out basically have to take out the contents of the factory and then rebuild everything. It would have been arguably quicker and easier to build a 300mm fab instead of the 200mm, and fab investment costs billions. I mean, this is not a cheap thing. You don't simply say one day, I want to have a silicon wafer manufacturing facility attached to this area. It's a major, major financial investment. Yes, I have street food, and the thing was, it wasn't street food that made me ill. We all went out to a restaurant one night, one of those places where they serve the food up on bamboo leaves, and the next day was when everything decided it was going to pass away from me. Yeah, no, and the thing was, none of this. I mean, we'd done the major point about going there was the hardware. We did the hardware, got that all sorted out, returned their system, and here's the way it would have to work. I may as well go into it. So here's the way you would do this kind of thing. You arrive, you take the customer's hardware, and you run you do a test run, and you get the numbers from this test run, and that's good. They go, now you've got a snapshot of how the system was behaving when you arrived. Then the hardware people or hardware person steps in, yanks out the customer's hardware, puts it very carefully to one side, and puts in the hardware that we wanted to test. Now, the first thing that happened was the hardware that we wanted to test arrived in a broken state. We had to get another chunk of hardware, which was not cheap, overnighted to us from Tucson. Fortunately, that worked. Then we work on our hardware, make sure it works and all the rest of it, which it did. Should have been. I was in charge of the project making it work, so of course it worked. Arrogant as that may sound. And then we run, once we've got everything running and everything happy with everything and sort of this, then we do a run to make sure, to see if our data with the new hardware matches the customer's data, which it did. Great. So now we know the new hardware can be put in place. We know the software works with it. In fact, it actually ran better, but anyway. And then, of course, what you do is you take your hardware out, put the customer's hardware back in, and then rerun the test that you did at the beginning to make sure that all the numbers match up, which they did. And honestly, there would have been no reason why it wouldn't have. The hardware engineer who came along with us was very, very good. In fact, most of our hardware people that I worked with were very good at this kind of thing. But, so yeah, that was the project I was in charge of. What was even funnier was somehow I ended up being issued with a formal project manager sort of jacket for the situation, so everybody knew whose fault it was if everything went wrong. Might have used non-potable water. It's entirely possible. I don't know. My suspicion was it was the banana leaves, but yeah, I don't think I've ever gotten sick from street food. But yeah, restaurant food. I think yes, I've gotten sick a few times from restaurant food in my life, but from street food, no, not that I recall. Excuse me a moment. that was a fun trip. That was arguably one of my most fun international trips. Um, yeah, to Malaysia. I liked Malaysia. It was an interesting place. Hmm. Oh, remind me. I'll tell you stories about dealing with other people's management remotely. I've got another story in the back of my head I'll save up for an alternate occasion. Or even just dealing with management. I'm sure if I dig around, I got some stories about that as well. Right, anyway, thank you for listening to me talk about things that have. Good Lord, do you know that was nearly 20 years ago? My son was 6 months old at the time. Wow. And now he's 18. Actually, it would have been 19 years ago this November. 18 years. 18 years ago this November that occurred. Before tablets existed. It's funny to think, isn't it? Tablets have not existed that long yet. Back then, the closest thing you could get to a tablet was an iPod Touch, which I did actually have, and you could get book readers for it. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so I will obviously be back this evening with Warframe. Huh. I never got to go to Thailand. We didn't have any customers in Thailand. I don't think. I don't think we did. So, like I say, I'll be back in yeah, this evening. No, it was an Apple iPod, and it's basically a miniature tablet, like a tablet, just miniature. I mean, you could run Angry Birds on it, that kind of thing. Great little device. I used it for books. I got into the whole ebook thing quite early. Obviously, we will be back with the Long Dark tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I hope everybody has a great day. I hope everybody's fur babies gets the love and attention that they not only are demanding, but deserve. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all next time.